Hey there YouTubers, welcome back to another Tesla electric car video with me, Adam Wellinformed. Today's video marks another ownership milestone because I'm about to hit 18 months of ownership with my Tesla Model 3 SR Plus. I brought this Tesla brand spanking new and it's a 2021 Tesla Model 3. The 2021 model was pretty significant at the time because it came with a number of interior and exterior upgrades over the previous 2020 Model 3s. So much had changed. Unofficially, it was tipped as a refreshed Tesla Model 3 because there were so many changes between the two model years. In today's video, I want to run through what has lived up to expectation and what hasn't with my first electric car, before finally concluding my Tesla Model 3 review. And after 18 months, has it been worth the £40,490 price tag that I paid for it? More importantly for you, would I purchase another Tesla Model 3 knowing what I do today, even if it does cost over £5,000 or $6,000 more than what I originally paid a year and a half ago? Now, a hell of a lot has happened over the past 18 months, and I've had highs and I've had lows with this car. Since day one, I've documented all of these highs and lows through weekly videos. Those that have watched my previous videos, hopefully you'll agree that they've been informative and or insightful at the very least, and I'll probably use this moment to apologise for my poor sense of humour. YouTube should probably give me an award for the most unasked for dad jokes on a YouTube channel. But what I can say for sure is that I've had quite a unique Tesla ownership experience. If this video review sounds interesting, well, buckle up, hit that like button to show me some virtual love and support, hit the subscribe button so you can continue on this Tesla EV journey with me, and finally hit the notification bell so you're notified of all my upcoming electric car videos as soon as they are available. Right, time to get into the review. To set the scene, you need to understand that owning an electric car was never my intention to replace my Seat Leon 1.2 litre petrol. In fact, I wanted a premium and reliable German car, most likely another petrol. But an electric car, nor a Tesla Model 3, were quite frankly never in the picture as the replacement car. So what changed my mind and what made me spend more money than I initially anticipated? Well, that's my neighbour. He never said a word about it to me, and I never spoke to him. It was there on his drive. He had a white long-range Model 3, and I thought, damn, why would you own one of these American-made electric cars? So I did what any knowledgeable person would do. I punched it into YouTube, and I saw all of these ownership reviews from real people with direct application and how an electric car and a Tesla Model 3 could fit around their everyday family life. At that point, the conversion had begun, and I was exposed to not just a new car brand, but a real alternative to the conventional premium German car brands that I thought was a no-brainer as my next car. At first glance, I liked the interior and exterior, but I loved the technology and the sheer diversity of practical applications it had to offer. A major one that came to mind for those family-orientated individuals was keeping the peace with the kids is simply priceless. I could already visualise staying in the car and watching YouTube or Netflix, and now even Disney Plus thanks to another free over-the-air update. But the kids can watch this in peace, well, mostly in peace, while their mum can walk freely around the shops without them yanking on her top saying they're bored and want to go home. That's a great feature, but push come to shove, what really caught my eye was the cost savings in comparison to owning another petrol car. My mind was blown by the potential savings of going electric. More detail on that a little later, and it is beginner friendly. Ultimately, I'm a dad of two in my late 20s, and this car would need to be the sole family car. I like the looks and I like the cost savings and I like what it stood for, but would it hold up to expectations and be a practical family car? So upon driving the vehicle for the first time, I think it was fair to say, discounting the upfront cost, which I'll also address in a moment, myself and my wife felt instant gratification. Why is that, you may say? Well, for example, upon entry, the car opens without a key. Think keyless entry, but generally without lugging around a key or a key fob. I just need my smartphone, which, like any functioning adult, is a staple to surviving the 2020s, along with black coffee and the occasional Monster energy drink. That said, I do keep the physical key in my wallet, being a NFC powered card, as a backup, but personally I've never used it for day-to-day use. I see no need to. But this phone as a key is a serious integration of convenience. No more remembering where you left your car keys or moving your keyless fob from bag to bag. You can literally grab your phone and drive seamlessly. this is just the start of how the Tesla Model 3 had really used technology to enhance the car ownership experience. Continuing the first impressions, the ease of use when driving the vehicle is pretty much a new standard for how easy and enjoyable driving a car should be for the everyday driver. Pull the stalk into drive and press the pedal to go, and boy, was that performance different to my 1.2 litre petrol. Initially, I was a little bit cautious or dubious with my Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus being a rear-wheel drive model. I didn't know if the back end would be sensitive or prone to stepping out at times, but rest assured I've never felt the lack of traction from the back end, ever, period. Firmly sticks to the road, and in particular it's extremely agile. I noticed this most when I had the dual motor Polestar 2 for a month. That said, it isn't a like for like comparison. The Model 3 can navigate around the country roads with ease and confidence. We have 0 to 60 acceleration in 5.3 seconds, which is more than enough for the family car. Plus, thanks to it being electric, we now have regenerative braking, which enhances not just the driving experience, but also my back pocket, which Adam does very much enjoy. As soon as you lift off the accelerator or the gas pedal to our American friends, the car begins to slow without the conventional brake. It uses the electric motor to slow the vehicle, and naturally the stopping sensation is more severe depending on how much pressure you're not applying to the accelerator. If you were to take your foot off completely, it would come to an almost abrupt stop. For a significant majority of your slowing or stopping situations, you simply raise your foot off the accelerator and the car will slow considerably, only using the conventional brakes from time to time or for emergencies. Regen braking is easy and it actually feels natural immediately. Quite frankly, it highlights why electric cars offer a better driving experience to the everyday user. Technology and how we integrate that hardware and software in harmony to enhance the car ownership experience is absolutely paramount. For example, with the Tesla Model 3, we have the embedded Sentry Mode for utilizing the front, back and side views of the car when in park for security and peace of mind. Integrated dash cam, easy entry seat profile, pin to start, pin for glove box, camp mode, and finally the mighty dog mode, to name a few random and immensely practical features. These features are evolving every month. My car not only has improved in functionality, but also improved the efficiency of the vehicle itself, making warm-up more effective during those winter months. These are free and convenient over-the-air updates, and it's helped keep the car fresh and exciting, but more importantly for me, it continues to drive that very message I mentioned before of how the harmony of hardware and software is utilized to enhance the car ownership experience. It doesn't just stop when the vehicle is made like conventional cars. Tesla want to enhance the vehicle itself over the years to come at no extra cost to you. I can't really think of a car brand, especially in 2020, that actively had that mentality. With the over-the-air updates, it really does push away that stale and repetitive feeling that you normally get from driving the same car day in and day out. To summarize, what I'm trying to say is, with all these functions, driving and owning a Tesla is an eye-opening experience. You can get a flavour of it from just test driving a Tesla Model 3 or a Tesla Model Y. Just entering your vehicle is easier, driving your vehicle is easier. It's just fun to drive, if not more fun to drive. And did I mention it's easier on your wallet? Did you just say it's easier on your wallet, Adam? Well, yes, I did. And you're probably thinking, am I hallucinating here? The vehicle was £40,490 to buy, and originally the German petrol alternatives were thousands of pounds cheaper to buy, and therefore the monthly finance figures would be cheaper as a result. But the realization of the matter is the purchase price is not the only thing you pay for in relation to car ownership. You pay for your fuel, or electric in this case, servicing, maintenance, etc. When owning a car, you need to assess the whole package rather than judging the book by its front cover. I've already relayed and reported on my full costs to date in the above video, but ultimately I anticipated low cost of ownership prior to purchase, and the reality played out in this manner. Take a look at this video on the screen now. So this was taken just a couple of weeks ago. I want you to pay attention to the lifetime figures at the bottom of the screen. So I've completed 11,601 miles in this Tesla Model 3, and I achieved that with 2,780 kilowatt hours of electric. Based on my figures, that's 4.17 miles per kilowatt hour of electric, and that's covering 2 winters and 1 summer at this 18-month point. That's significant to know because I expect my average energy consumption figure of 240 watt hours per mile to drop even further as we enter the summer. In plain speaking English, if we were to charge from home for that whole mileage at a record high electrical price of 28 pence per kilowatt hour, it would cost £778 to cover 11,600 miles. That's 6 pence a mile in the worst case home charging scenario today in the UK. Prior to the energy crisis, but also on my existing EV friendly electrical tariff, I actually managed to charge the car for just 5 pence per kilowatt hour. So that's roughly £139 or just a penny. That's right, a penny a mile. And did I say it was easy on the wallet, right? Oh, Adam, you're a joker, aren't you? In petrol terms, the UK average consumption is around 52.5 miles per gallon, or 11.57 miles per litre of fuel, with the average fuel tank being around 50 litres. To cover the same 11,600 mile distance, we're talking around £1,700 in fuel based on the average UK petrol price today by the RAC of 170.35 pence. Now, that's a real eye-opener, and I've jointly produced a smartphone app called eCompCalc to help produce your own comparisons. It's not quite finished yet, but the idea is that you can make a quick and easy comparison, and it just really helps visualize the savings that you could get from going to an electric vehicle. Even if we incorporated residual values here, because the Tesla Model 3 is in high demand and the waiting times to receive a new one continues to grow, it's around a whole year here in the UK at this very moment. Despite racking up over 12,000 miles in around 18 months, We Buy Any Car offered me over £1,000 more than my purchase price, which is insane. Therefore, I'm starting to build significant equity buffer into my car, and my electric running costs are working out at a penny a mile. Like, what is this sorcery? And 10 house points if you know what film I'm trying to quote here. But seriously, me and my wife love this car from performance to practicality to safety, yet it's becoming an appreciating asset at the moment, and the running costs for this personal private transport has fell dramatically in comparison to my previous car. And take a look at the video on the screen now for more of an insight into my real costs at that 12-month point. So what is there not to like about a Tesla Model 3? Spoiler alert, this section is not going to be as big as the others because there's not much I haven't liked, and quite frankly, I've since found ways around the problems to mitigate the issues that I faced, making good of a bad situation, some may say. So myself and my wife were not a fan of the standard aero wheels, and we removed these for the hidden beauties underneath and added a Tesla wheel kit to rock the alloys. Over time, we had some serious curb rash, particularly to the rear left wheel when parallel parking. So keen to change that, I upgraded the wheels to have these black wheel covers, which not only hid the rash, it enhanced the look by having these matte black wheel covers. I don't want to cover this in too much detail today, but you can see the details of those covers in the description of the video or on the screen now. But ultimately, curb rash is a user error, but I've consistently said that the Tesla rims poke out more than anticipated and are the first point of contact with a curb. It's never the tyre, and it's always the rim that seems to hit the curb. It's annoying, and like I said, it is user error, but if Tesla could tweak the design in some way just to reduce its impact, I'd like to see that implemented for future variants. Still, I utilise these black wheel covers, which covers the edge of the exposed rims, and I can acquire new ones should I inflict serious damage to the covers. These covers are practical and an aesthetic pleasure all rolled into one, and I'd struggle to find someone who would complain about that package. The second thing that comes to mind is the location of the seat buckle in the rear with the car seats for the kids. Strangely, it's not a problem when strapping my son in, but the seat my daughter has, it seems to be a bit of a struggle to clip in. It's something to do with the angle of the entry. It's a bit narrow. I understand this is probably a very nitpicking thing, and the car seat used does have an effect on the outcome here, but interestingly, the Model Y's buckle is more exposed and it's locating it in a different space, so it would be interesting to see if this alteration had any difference on the Model Y. Otherwise, nothing really to complain for myself. Autopilot seems to serve me well, my paint seems to be holding up pretty well around the car. There are a few little rock chips here and there, but nothing I wouldn't expect in other vehicles. The car is just holding up pretty well. So to conclude, would I buy a Tesla Model 3 today to replace my petrol or diesel car, knowing what I do today? Confidently, I can agree with that statement because it's incredibly convenient, practical, and packed with features, plus my back pocket is penalised less if we go on a spontaneous road trip or two. I don't love it because it's an electric car, I love it because it's generally a practical car for all of its features. It's everything that our sole family car needs. I could argue that more space in the rear would be nice, and for the boot to be a hatch, but ultimately, in this given moment, for mine and my family's needs, this is the perfect car, and because it's electric, just running a damn thing and getting the performance through out of it is incredibly satisfying. That's it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if there is anything that I have missed, drop it in the comment section below. I'd love to answer any questions you may have, and if you got this far in the video and not sure what to comment, you can simply just comment Adam's back pocket and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for the support. If you've not done so already, please hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with your friends and family or any groups that may find it beneficial. As always, you folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.